Hello, guys, and I am so happy to be with you this afternoon. It's this afternoon here, anyway. But look, my topic, what I want to talk about today is it's okay to want what you need, but I'll talk about anything. If you guys have any questions or you have anything you'd like to ask me or anything you need me to talk about, please just say so. I can come up with stuff just like that. So if you want me to talk about anything, just ask me and I'll change course and I'll answer your questions or I'll talk about whatever you want. But what I want to talk about, what I plan to talk about, howdy Michael, how are you? Hey Alina, how are you? Good to see you. It's okay to want what you need. No, I'm assuming I mostly talk to people who have, hey Claire, who have left the church, who are leaving the church, who are deconstructing. I assume that's who I'm mostly talking with. So I'm just going to assume that's who I'm talking to now. And one of the things I realized, after I left the church, great, good to hear, after I left the church was that I am allowed to want what I need. When we're in the church, my experience was there was so much control. You were told how to think and how to live and how to feel and how to talk and what to want and what not to want. And after I left the church now for many years, it's like I can do whatever the hell I want and I can feel whatever the hell I want. And I'm not beholden to anybody. I mean, of course, there's people I love. Like my wife, for example, who will tell me, hey, you can't do that. Or, don't say things like that, that hurts or whatever. Sure, I get that. But you know what I'm saying? When you come out of the church, you're just like, you're afraid to do anything. You're afraid to think for yourself. You're afraid to feel your feelings. So one of the things I try to help people with is just to refit themselves for the real world. It's possible, to be totally happy and feel totally free and to feel like the world's open up for you and you can go and succeed in this life and you can go and, turn your creations into profit. And you can make money doing what you love. And, and one of the things I try to help people, like I do coaching and small groups and stuff. One of the things I try to tell people is, hey, Bob, one of the things I try to tell people is, look, it's okay to want what you need. So, we need bread, food, let's say. We need food, right? And maybe, I don't know, maybe your religion was really, really strict where you weren't even allowed to desire food. But it's okay to want food, isn't it? Mostly? Don't you, unless you're really super strict religious, you shouldn't want it, and you need it, but you shouldn't want it. But generally speaking, it's okay to want what we need. We need food, so we want food. We need shelter, so it's okay to want shelter, right? We need social life. We need people. So it's okay to want people in your life, right? But what about money? We need money. I don't care what you say. I mean, you can go and try to live off the grid, and I've known some people who've tried that, and that's a whole other kind of existence. But we need money. In the world I live in, I need money. I need money to pay my taxes. I need money to pay my bills. I need money to buy those other things I need, like food and shelter and all those things, right? But for some reason, we're not allowed to want money. What the hell is that? What's up with that? I'm not allowed to want money when I've come, I used to believe that, actually. I used to believe it's not good to want money. Actually, I used to believe it's not good to need money. Yeah, thanks, Alina. I get what you mean, she said. And I hope you do, guys, because look, there's some weird voodoo bullshit around money and especially for people who have come out of like evangelicalism or strict Christianity or religion, or people who are creative, artistic types. there's this weird vibe around money where you're not allowed to want it and you're not even allowed to need it. Somehow you need to figure out a way to create your art, be happy, do what you do with passion, and yet not need money or want money. And I'm sorry, guys, it doesn't work. Is it okay to live in an expensive home? If you have one, the home you have is better than one than that you don't. That's what I always say. You know, that's very relative too, right? Like I live in a very modest bungalow. It's a small home. In my opinion, it's a small home. I have friends who live in much larger and wealthier homes. But, you know, look at my view. Look at that. That's my view out my front window. That's the river. Yeah, there's snow on the ground, damn it. But that's, you know, is my home expensive? Not in this area. It's kind of a cheap home. It's a small home, affordable. But for many people, this would be outrageously lucrative, right? So I think the bigger question is, should we be asking others how to feel about these things or what we can't want? Yeah, I mean, you know, there's no can or can't. When you want something, you just want it. When you feel something, you just feel it. And I remember living under that sense of guilt and shame and fear about needing money and wanting money. You know, I've come to the place now, I'm a creative. I make my money from writing books, from creating courses, from coaching people, from running an online community called The Lasting Supper, to selling my cartoons, to, I forget what else now. I have several streams of income, right? But if I did all that stuff, I wrote my books in secret, and I did my paintings in secret, and I drew my cartoons in secret, and, you know, I ran the online community, The Lasting Supper, in secret, or if I did coaching in secret, I didn't tell anybody because, you know, I'm not allowed to, you know, promote myself. I'm not allowed to talk about my accomplishments or the things I create or do. I'm not allowed to, you know, boast about my, you know, work or anything like that. I'm supposed to work in the dark, you know, and keep things humble and to be quiet about myself. And you're not allowed to want money or need money. Nobody would benefit from it. Who would I help, right? If I never shared what I do. Like this book I wrote, Money is Spiritual. It's now a course. I've got the link over on the side there. If I didn't tell anybody about it, if I just created this book, 100-page book, Money is Spiritual, and I created the course and I didn't tell anybody about it because, you know, I can't promote myself. You know, that would be proud, that would be arrogant, that would be egotistical. And, you know, hopefully God or whoever will just lead them to it. You know, I used to think that way. And you know what? It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Like, so if you're a creator, if you're a creative, if you're an artist or a musician or a poet or a writer or whatever you do, and we want to see it, you need to get it out there. You need to promote it. You need to share it. You need to market it. You need to sell it. And it's okay to want money. I saw that the other day, actually. Somebody said that was doing a talk, and on the overhead projector in the background, the screen in the background says, it's okay to want money. And, you know, there was a day when I would not have been able to say that, but I agree with it now. It's okay to want money. You need money, and it's okay to want what you need. And, you know, if anybody has any questions about that, let me know. So this is why I wrote this book. And this is why I created the course, Money is Spiritual. The link's over there. Is because I want to help people get over their religious hangups so that they can refit themselves for the real world, so that you guys can, you know, get out there and enjoy your life and quit holding yourself back and reining yourself in. And I say angry faces, I'm not sure why. Reining yourself in and controlling yourself and depriving yourself and you know, fencing yourself in and you know, keeping down your desires and your passions. You know, as an artist, you need to get yourself out there and share your stuff, and then you know, put the price tag on it. Put a price tag on it. Alina says, next to being allowed to want it, we also have to learn to trust investing money in things we want will have positive effects. Yeah. And that's one of the things I talk about in Money is Spiritual is you need to change your mind. You want to change your world, it starts with changing your mind. I'm not talking about magic here. I'm talking about changing your mindset and then getting to work to create the world around you that you want. I can't see your face, Lena. I can see what you're writing though. Bob, you're preaching to me now. Yeah, Bob, tell me how exactly I'm preaching to you. Oh no, it's not anonymous, Alina. I can see you. I'm not sure others can. Maybe they can. And I love you, by the way. So glad you're in my life. Good friend. Online. Never met, except online. So this is the thing that I am trying to help people with, not just creatives. I'm trying to help people who's leaving the church to get a life. It sounds funny, but to get a life, life is rich. Life is full. There's so much to do. There's so many people we can be serving. There's so many people we can be entertaining. There's so many people that we can help. There's so many people that we can put our art in front of. And, you know, so this is what I do. This is what I do full time, guys. I get up in the morning and I draw my cartoons. I'm painting. I'm writing. I'm facilitating the Lasting Supper. I'm coaching. You know, I'm creating courses. I'm doing this because I have on my desk behind it says, help people. Help people. That's all it says. Help people. And so I'm creating stuff all the time. And it's one thing to make it, but then you got to market it. It sounds crass. I know a lot of people are like, "Ew, that's where you lose me." But you've got to market it. You've got to talk about it. You got to share it. You know, and I even in my course, Money is Spiritual, I talk about Jesus and Buddha and Mahatma Gandhi and Mother Teresa and all these people. They had to market their shit. They had to. They had to promote it. Now, we use terms like promote and market and all that, but basically, let's say Jesus or the Buddha, they had to get out and start walking around and talking to people and sharing their stuff. And that's what you've got to do. You got to make it and you got to market it. And then you got to monetize it. Those are the 3 M's. Make it, market, monetize it. You got to do it. I'm living the life I love right now. I'm a creative and I'm earning money. You know, I'm not rich or anything, but I'm self-employed. And it's because I do those 3 things on a daily basis. I make it, I market it, and I monetize it. And so that's what I help artists do, but I help people who are just leaving the church or deconstructing too. You've got to make your life. You've got to market your life. I mean, you got to live out loud is what I'm talking about. You got to live the life you want, okay? And then monetize it. You got to finance your life. You got to figure out a way. Your new life now outside of the church, your new life deconstructed, your new life as a different kind of believer or an unbeliever or whatever you are now, you got to figure out how to make your life happy in that condition. Otherwise, what's the point? So that's what I help people do. This is what I'm passionate about. And this is what I want to keep on doing. And it's because of the support I get from you guys and from buying my stuff or whatever, that I'm able to do it. But as along with money, the church tends to teach people to be humble and not to want to get ahead. But I think it's great to have a drive to succeed. I absolutely agree. Totally agree. That's one of the big things I had to deal with was this sort of false humility where I think I'm a gifted person. I have a lot of talents. By the way, that's my dog playing with a pig. It's a little rubber pig and it sounds funny. Anyway, I have a lot of pent up passion and creativity pouring out of me. And I exercise it every day. I create stuff every day. I make sure I do it every day. And I could leave it there and hide it in my studio, or I can market it. I can share it with other people. I just did a painting today. I'm going to share it later. I did a cartoon this morning with the black sheep, Jesus eating with the black sheep. I'm sharing stuff on the Lasting Supper. I'm talking with the people I coach one-on-one. I'm creating a course now on how to leave the church. Like I'm just creativity is pouring out of me. But what good is it going to do anybody if I don't share it with anybody? You got to share it. You got to tell other people about it. And then hopefully, because I'm doing this all the time, I'll be able to get paid for it. And there's nothing wrong. I used to think there was something wrong. I still get people saying, I can't believe you're getting money from spiritual stuff. And, you know, this is just bullshit. And I critique and I debunk that whole idea in my book and in my course, Money is Spiritual. So the book is included with the course, by the way. So look, if you're deconstructing or you're leaving the church or you're leaving the ministry or you're creative and you're having a challenge with that, make it, market it, monetize it, take the course, man. Take the course. It's so cheap. Look, $97. $97 to change the course of your life. It's so worth it. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you that writing this book changed my own perspective and things changed for me. I really do believe if you change your mind, you change your life, you change your world. And that happened for me. I changed my mind, I changed my life, and it changed my world. And it's not magic. It's a lot of friggin' hard work, but it works. You change your mind, you get a better attitude about yourself and money and promoting and sales and all this kind of stuff. It'll change your life. And your life, when you change your mind, you change your life, you change your world. And my world has changed, and I'm much happier because I don't have so many hangups I'm dealing with. Matt, thanks so much for your artwork. There's so much that you're doing for all of us, and it's great to see. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate that. I really do. You guys have no idea how much one little line of encouragement like that means to me, because I get shit on every day. You know, it's like walking on the beach and these seagulls coming over you and shitting on your head. I get that every day from people. But once in a while, somebody will send me a message of encouragement, and it means a lot. It really does. Bob says, we have a good income from our little company. I've written considerable content. I'm feeling I should consolidate in book form. You're confirming I should monetize it. Absolutely monetize it. Monetize it. Make it, market it, monetize it. I was just talking with somebody earlier today who's a creator, and they were creating stuff, and I don't know what to ask for a price. I'm like, compare with other stuff that your people that are making the same thing, and figure out what you're comfortable with, and then charge more than that, a little more than that. Always stretch yourself. You know, you want to be able to stretch yourself and finally get what you feel is fair for your work. So anybody have any other comments or anything like that? Again, the link to Money is Spiritual is on the side. I'm not pressuring you, by the way. No pressure. If you don't want it, don't do it. But if you want to change your life, if you want to see your life improve, I can pretty much promise you this course is going to help you. I've gotten feedback from other students who is like, it's mind-blowing. It's a no-brainer. You got to take it. Vanessa, we probably don't thank you enough. I found you through your artwork and comics on your Facebook page. It spoke to me and still does. Thanks so much, Vanessa. I take that to heart. I almost want to screen capture comments like that. Candace says the church has built a closet mindset. They think it's full of life and love. With the only thing other people see when they look inside are skeletons. They've limited life to their own interpretation of who God is and what He requires. Control and judgment. And it's sad. It shouldn't be this way. God is so much bigger, so much more full of grace and mercy and love. So that's one of the things. I'm creating a new course called How to Leave the Church. And one of the things I need to persuade people is life is huge. Life is wonderful. Life is expansive. Life is happy. And you can have a wonderful life outside the church. You know, you don't die when you leave the church. There is life outside the church. Bob, I've learned people value your work relative to how you value it. Absolutely. Look, if I didn't value my stuff, I wouldn't share it and nobody would know about it. If I didn't value my stuff, I would undervalue it and people wouldn't value it. So, you know, I talk about in my course, Money is Spiritual, and in this book, I talk about the first piece of art I sold online, and it was on eBay. I put it on auction, and I started the bid at 99 cents. And a week later, the auction closed, and I had one bid for 99 cents. And I was so excited. My wife was livid that I sold this painting I'd made for 99 cents. For me, I was excited that I got my first sale on eBay. And she was livid that I let this painting go for 99 cents. I thought, this is my first sale. My foot's in the door. And from here, I'm going to move on up. But man, I learned a huge lesson. Don't sell your art for 99 cents. Don't do it. Because what I discovered is, quickly before I go, what I've discovered is people who buy art at 99 cents won't buy it at $5. They're going to stick at, if I can get art for 99 cents, that's where I'm going to stay. You need to, you go after your market. So now I'm going after a market in the hundreds of dollars, right? Instead. And there's people in that market who want to buy my work. So, all right, guys, enough said. Money is spiritual. You're spiritual. There is life outside the church. You can refit yourself for the real world, and you can have a great time doing it. Love you guys. It's okay to want what you need. Take care.